What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Guitar Gear Trader. I'm Steve, coming at you as always from Nashville, Tennessee. Well, last episode I talked about my original 1971 Gibson Les Paul Custom, almost all original. And then I did spoke about a little bit about the new, what do they call it? Les Paul Custom 70s, and had such a great response from that video that I did the thing that I said I wanted to do because you guys really urged me on. I got one. So let's break this puppy open. Let's open it up. Let's take a look at it. And let's talk about this guitar and let's compare it to the original a little bit. So let's do it. My first unboxing video. Never did an unboxing video. People like these, I think. But I got this from Musician's Friend because that's where I had available credit to spend on a credit card. My Sweetwater card is just about maxed out. And my Gibson credit card, straight from Gibson. Do you know Gibson has a credit card? You can get a Gibson credit card from Synchrony Bank on their website. Not promoting them or anything. They didn't pay me to say that. So... but if you want it, but they were offering a little bit of a different financing deal. So Musician's Friend was giving me no interest for 48 months, and the Gibson website was giving me no interest for 24 months. So I decided to go with Musician's Friend. Obviously, paying $75 a month for the next 4 years is very different than $175 a month for the next 2 years. This wasn't a bigger box. The one thing I did not like was the bigger box that this came in did not have a fragile sticker on it, did not have a this side up sticker on it, did not have anything to make the shipper aware that this was something that you don't want to throw. So that kind of worries me a little bit, but hopefully it'll be okay. So you have your typical giant foam. These are really good to save. Okay, if you ever have to ship a guitar, save the box, save these things. I know these are meant for Gibsons necessarily because the headstock goes in there, so a Fender case wouldn't necessarily go in there. But you can try to separate these. You might lose some of the air out of them, but they're very good to have just in case you want to resell something. Now, another one of those in the bottom. Got the new studio getting built right now. Next video I'll probably give you guys a tour of that. So here's the case, Gibson USA case. This is probably the thing that I'm least excited about. I don't like the fact, you can smell the nitro. I'm not a big fan of the fact that they're putting these in Gibson USA cases because they are a custom model guitar, right? It's a Les Paul Custom. They should come in Gibson custom cases, in my opinion. I know it's not coming from the custom shop, but it could say Gibson Custom on it, I think. I don't know. Tell me what you think about that. Not that it's a bad case, right? But I don't know. There's just something about it that's makes me want the custom case. So, let's see if I can show you guys. You guys are going to see it before I do. If I can find the latch for it. There we go. Is there another latch on here somewhere? I'm missing one. Where is it? Oh, it's on the back. Hello. All right. You guys are going to see it before I do. There she is. In all her glory. Oh, I love it already. Let me take this puppy out of here. Actually, let me try to give you guys a different kind of view for this. Oh, baby. She is a beauty. Got my cool witch hat knobs. And these witch hat knobs have gold in the numbers. I thought they would be white, but they're gold. That's pretty sweet. Got my really cool gold hardware. You can't even tell that it's a 3-piece top, really. I mean, the more I zoom out, maybe you can. There's definitely a line here and a line there, but from far away, if you were just glancing at this, I'm not sure if you'd be able to tell. Beautiful gold hardware, ebony board, all the way up to our sweet headstock. That's the best looking headstock in all of guitars, in my opinion. That is absolutely gorgeous. Let's flip it around, take a look at the back. Oh, I can tell you right now, it's a lot lighter than the OG one. Okay, beautiful stain on the back. The neck is so cool. It looks like a J200 neck. Here's the volute. And there is my serial number 2196-50207. So the 196th day of 2025. There's the sweet binding on the back. Absolutely gorgeous. So here's the case. You guys all know what the case looks like. Here's what you get inside. A little Gibson warranty card with the QR code. Keys. Yummy, yummy, yummy silicone powder. I'm just joking, don't eat that. And you get your little bag of goodies that you get with every Gibson USA guitar. You don't get the cool little booklet that you would get with a custom shop guitar, which again, I think that's a little cheesy, but you get your little guitar strap, Gibson guitar strap. You get the truss rod cover, the plain truss rod cover, in case you don't want the Les Paul Custom one, which I can't see anybody changing. You got your instrument manual. You got your Guitar Adventure Starts Here Gibson app pamphlet, and you have a cloth, as well as your tool. I can't believe they give these out with every guitar, this multi-tool. It's really nice to have, but I have probably have 7 of them by now. So that's the case. Okay, so we got her out of the box. I forgot to show you the posi lock straps. That's really cool. The bursting is on the sides as well. I mean, as far as looks goes, you can't beat it. It looks absolutely amazing. This looks phenomenal. First impressions. I spent the last couple of minutes stretching out the strings because they wouldn't stay in tune because they're brand new. Just from first impressions, I haven't bought a new guitar from a retailer other than the Gibson demo shop on Reverb in a couple of years. All the stuff that I've bought brand new, or actually all the stuff that I've bought in the past couple of years, has either been used, so it's been pretty broken in, or it's been from the Gibson demo shop. Those are the only new instruments I've bought in the past probably 2 to 3, maybe even 4 years. So this is really the first one that I'm getting from a retailer that's brand spanking new. And it feels different. It's got a nice acoustic ring to it. So off the bat, that's a good sign. But the action's a little bit higher than I would like it, as opposed to whenever I buy stuff directly from the Gibson demo shop, right out of the box, it feels amazing and feels perfect. I'm a little taken back by how bright white the binding is, and that's probably because the original one I have is all yellowed. But even on my R9, I have an R9, and I bought that from the demo shop, and I think one of the big reasons why it was a demo was because some of the stain or the dye had run into the binding on the neck and made it a little bit red. So I'm really like, wow, this is a white binding guitar, but over time that'll change. But it looks absolutely phenomenal. Otherwise, it's not even close to being as heavy as my original one. So Hopefully it stays stable tuning. It's probably going to go out of tune a lot in this video, so you might see me doing some edits to try to re-tune it and refix it. That's pretty good. The neck feels good. The frets feel great. There's actually frets on it. I'm going to change the posi lock straps. And the reason I'm going to change the posi lock straps is because, let me see if I can show you, on another guitar that I have, I use something called Rock Locks. Now, I've contacted Rock Locks to see if I could promote them on the channel. They never got back to me. Thanks, Rock Lock. I really wanted to support them because it's such a great product, but I'm going to support them anyway. So this is Rock Lock. And it's a you know, a strap lock, but it fits. It's universal. It doesn't have to be bought with a strap button. This can literally go onto any strap button that you have. It actually will fit onto the posi locks. It kind of just clicks in and it'll stay there. But sometimes it could do that, okay, because of the unique shape of the posi locks. So I have a bunch of normal, just round ones, other than these diamond-shaped ones. So I'll probably take those off so that I can use my Rock Locks. These are a great little product. So if you want to check them out, it's ROKLOCK. Nope. ROKLOK. Rock Lock. Good product. Tell them that I sent you. Maybe they'll hook me up. And check this out. Got new picks for my band, Vintage Voltage. I think that's pretty cool. They're not for sale. I don't think you'd want to buy them anyway, but pretty cool. It's got the volute, not a thumb rest. Those who know, you know. Watch the last video. Let's weigh these things. I'm going to weigh my R9 as well. Okay, so here's the R9. We're doing this just for prosperity. So we are 0, 0 on my little kitchen scale. And this is 8 pounds, 14 and a half, maybe we'll call it 15. 8 pounds, 15 ounces. This is definitely heavier. It's definitely heavier, but let's see what it is. We'll just zero it again, just for good measure. 9 pounds, 11 ounces. We'll call it 11. 9 pounds, 11 ounces. I'm going to guess my OG one is close to 11 pounds. So this is definitely heavier than my R9, okay, by a pound or so. Okay. It feels it. It definitely feels it. But let's see that OG boat anchor. This thing weighs a ton. All right, let's here we go. You ready? Oh my God. All right, not 11, almost 10 and a half. 10 pounds, we'll call it 6 ounces. 10 pounds, 6 ounces. So the OG is definitely the heavier of all three. With the new one, the Gibson Custom 70s, right smack in the middle. And they're all about a pound apart, right? The R9 was a pound lighter than the Custom 70s. And the Custom 70s was a pound lighter than the original 71 Custom shop. So just so we know what we're doing here, here's the setup. We have the Marshall 2525 Silver Jubilee head going through the matching cabinet, which is being mic'd with a Sennheiser E609. And we're not going to really touch much of the clean channel, but we want to just go back and forth between the two original Custom and the new Custom 70s. Okay, so we have the amp running on full power, because you can cut it in half. But we got it running on full power, going into the lead channel with some gain on it. So let's check out some riffs on the OG, and then we'll switch it up and go to the newer one. Okay, so honest review time. This is my least favorite out of the three. I don't know what you heard on your end. There were some pros and some cons about this guitar. First of all, nothing touches my R9. So that's still my favorite guitar of all time. This guitar, if you listen to it, one positive that this thing had that the other one, that the original one did not have, was the sustain on these pickups. The notes rang out forever on this guitar. You could hold a chord forever. I don't know if that's the pickups in it or if it's the wood that it's made of, but the sustain on those notes was by far better, miles better than the original 71. I thought that the volume of these pickups was a little higher than on the 71 original Les Paul Custom. So they were a little bit hotter and a little bit more loose. They weren't as tight. I felt like the pickups on the original one, which are the original pickups, I felt they were tighter, I guess more compressed, which gave you a little bit more clarity, especially when I was playing like bar chords. When I was playing bar chords on this, A's and G bar chords, I felt like it was kind of messy. And you can say that maybe I'm messy, and that's fine. I am a messy player. I like the fact that I'm a little bit messy player. But I play both guitars the same way. I don't play one differently than the other. But the bar chord sounded a little bit more loose. I don't know how else to explain it. Where the original 71 was just tight and compressed and gritty. This had plenty of gain on it, but it just felt a little not reined in as good. This neck is nothing like the original. Okay, this neck is like the neck on the original one's like a flat blade neck. This one has a lot more chunk to it. So just letting you know, if you buy this guitar and you have an original 71, this neck is very different. Not in a bad way at all. And to be honest, don't let my critiques make you think that I don't like this guitar. I really like it. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it a lot more in the next couple of days and see how it feels and how I like it. I might make this my E flat guitar, so I can take two Les Pauls with me. One nice thing is these knobs roll a lot easier than the 71. Obviously, these are new, and they're not going to have gunk and buildup of 50 years of people's skin in there and whatever else making it harder to roll. So that has nothing to do necessarily with the model. I think that just has to do more with the fact that it's new. But having these being able to roll, because the witch hats on that, they don't want to move very much. You have to kind of get your fingers on them like this instead of using your pinky on it. So I want to play this more. I want to put it through my actual live rig, which is, can you see my live rig? Where is my live rig? There she is. There's the orange Rockerverb 50. I want to put it through there. I want to put it through my pedal board. I want to see how it sounds with all the effects that I have on it. I want to put some reverb, some delay on it, see how I can get those solos. If anybody can guess what song that solo thing I was playing, I will send you a free sticker and a pic if you want one. If you can guess what song that solo is from. It's a real deep cut. So, but if you know it, I'll be very surprised. So as of right now, I'm on the fence if I'm going to keep it. To be really honest with you, I'm on the fence with it. The way those open chords kind of rang out a little bit less tight than I wanted might make me want to send it back. But it is such a beautiful guitar. It's a lot of money though. Like, I bought this. I have to pay for this over years, right? So I want to like what I have, and I don't want to lose money on an investment. What I do want to see is currently I've been using my custom shop Firebird, non-reverse Firebird, as my E flat guitar, and that has P90s on it, Soap Bar P90s. I want to see what that sounds like in comparison to this, because I kind of feel like the Les Paul Custom and the R9 are just a higher caliber of guitar, and nothing that I have here, I don't think is going to touch those two. And even with the original, the R9 is just so head and shoulders above everything else I own. It's unbelievable. And the price I got that guitar for is the same price as this. I paid for that R9 that I was just playing, brand new, got it from the Gibson demo shop for $4,000, and that's what this is. This is $4,000. So I got like 30-40% off of that guitar, and it's the best thing I ever owned, and I will never give that up. So I'm gonna see. I'm gonna play it a little bit more. Try not to ding it up or bang it into anything. But it is really nice. It plays really well. I don't know if it's better than a standard that you can get for $27.99. I just don't know if it's any better than. I wish I had a standard to compare it to, because that would be a really good comparison. Because then the only differences would be the aesthetics, right? The bursting on all sides, right? If this was a standard model, you would have the tobacco burst top. That wouldn't be anything abnormal. You'd have different knobs, but that's negligent, I guess. You wouldn't have the multiply binding. You would have just the regular single ply binding on one side. You would not have the bursted sides. You would just have whatever the tobacco burst comes stained as in the back and on the front. So you wouldn't have the binding on the back. You wouldn't have the bursting on the back. You wouldn't have the bursting on the neck. You wouldn't have the bursting on the headstock. Okay. You wouldn't have the volute. I'm not sure if that's a big deal, because that's probably CNC machined. That's probably not a hand carved volute. So I wouldn't say that's really an upgrade. You wouldn't have the fancy headstock. And depending on if you got a 50s or a 60s model, you would have different tuners. And you wouldn't have the multiply binding around the headstock either. You also would have different pickups, right? You would have, I want to say, I could be wrong. I don't know if they put burst buckers or if they put like 58s in the standards right now, the 60s and 50s standards. I'd have to look that up. Don't quote me on that. But you definitely wouldn't have these. These are like the T-top pickups. So you wouldn't have these. These pickups would be different. But I'm pretty sure that I've had a whole bunch of standards over the past year or two, and I've ended up selling all of them to upgrade to R7s, R9s, customs. And I think it's because of the looseness of the pickups. They're just not tight. They just don't have that. They don't have that tightness to them. They're very, ambient, I guess. I don't know how else to say it. You probably heard it in the demo there. They're just not as put together as the other pickups. But I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm gonna see how it goes and put it through the orange. See how it sounds in the orange. It's a great guitar. It's an absolutely great guitar. I don't know if it's worth spending the extra $1,200 to $1,300. Well, you get an ebony board. You get the block inlays instead of the trapezoid inlays. Are you getting $1,500? No, that wouldn't be $1,500, right? It would be $1,300, $1,200. Are there $1,200 worth of aesthetics on here to justify it? To be honest, there might be, right? If I start thinking about it in that way, there might be $1,200 worth of aesthetics on here. As far as, the ebony board is really nice to have. The pearl inlays, the pearl heads, the split parallelogram headstock. I love that. That is so cool looking. I love the double binding, the cool paint job. This paint job is not going to be easy to do, right? This isn't just a flat black or a flat cherry, right? They're going to have to do this in multiple stages on multiple sides, right? So that's pretty cool, and it smells so good. So maybe this is worth an extra $1,200, $1,300 for all the aesthetics. But is that what's really important to you, right? Or is it how it sounds and how it plays important to you? It plays great. It plays great. The neck is different. The neck is very different. Like I said, it does not feel like that. This is somewhere between the R9 and the 70s, the original 70s one. It's not nearly as bladey as the 71 custom I have, and it's not nearly as fat as the R9 that I have. That's not necessarily a baseball bat neck, but it's chunky. It's chunkier than this. So this is somewhere in between. So it's a comfortable neck. It's a very comfortable neck. It's comfortable to play. It's just the pickups Maybe if I change the pickups, I don't want to buy, what's in there is custom buckers. They're custom, those are really good pickups. I don't know if I just got lucky with those. I've never played another R9 before. I've played an R7, didn't sound as good as that. I'm not sure if those were the same pickups. I don't think they were, but acoustically, this sounds phenomenal. But look at that. Look how pretty that is. That is a purdy guitar. But I will give you an update. I will tell you if I keep it. I got a whole bunch of other gear over the past couple of days that I got to share with you. I have a question, or had a question from a viewer, asked about different tone woods. So one of these episodes in the upcoming weeks is going to be about tone woods. I promised one of the viewers that I would do that for him. So until next time, tell me what you think. Tell me what you heard in the sound demo. Did you like it? Which one did you like the best? But thanks, everybody. Do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Share the video out there. Follow me on Instagram at Guitar Gear Trader. And as always, I'm Steve, coming at you from Nashville, Tennessee. Thanks, everybody. Peace out.